Welcome back, guys. So, we have been doing this upgrade series on my Wilderness Systems Recon 120. This is part 3. Part 1, if you didn't see it, was this quad bar from Yak Gadget. Part 2 was a hull plate that we did as a DIY inside our kayak here. And, well, I didn't go into detail as to why we were adding a hull plate, but that's because this video is going to be because we are mounting a Yak Power wireless system in our Recon 120, which will be mounted onto our hull plate. So let's dive into this video. It should be pretty short, pretty simple, pretty easy, and we're going to discuss some of the things we will be doing in this video. So let's dive into it. So when it comes to electronics for your kayak, one of the most simple ways, one of the best products out there, which is actually very plug and play connectivity, super easy to do. Everything just lines right up. The most simple product is going to be through Yak Power. Now, I opted to go with the wireless system. They do have another wired in system you can get, which requires you drilling a large hole into your kayak, which if you're not too fond of doing, I wouldn't recommend going that route. This is wireless, which will allow me to either mount my switch onto my quad bar here, or actually it will come with a lanyard in which you can just hang around your neck, keep in your pocket, whatever, and that'll let you turn on and off the different accessories. Now, the one accessory I'm going to use this on or plug up first is going to be my USB panel, which I have a switch there, I have a voltmeter, and then I have a USB ports up there, or in the USB panel, which is, it allows me to hook up my GoPro to run power all the time when I'm filming in my kayak, or it'll allow me to charge my cell phone and so on. I actually will probably add a few more things like USB port somewhere up here so I can just connect my phone right into USB. Again, everything is super easy, plug and play. We're going to open this up. I'm going to show you what you get in this system here. So first things first is you are going to actually get your relay switching panel here, your switching system, which it comes in fused. This is going to go to your battery here. And then you have 5 other SAE connectors, which again, when you use Yak Power system, everything's going to line right up for you. Positive is going to go to positive, negative is going to go to negative, and it's just, there's no thought that needs to be done with this. Now, along with this, your on-off switch. Here it is. Now, inside a package, you're going to get a lanyard for it, or they give you this cool mount here, which actually has like a GoPro type adapter on it. But inside here, there is a T-nut so that you can mount it in your tracks. I can mount it onto my quad bar here that I have from Yak Gadget that I just did the video on. And you got a little screwdriver so that you can open up the back here of your on-off switch. What that's going to do is going to allow you to get access to the batteries that are in there. And there's a plastic cover. So to start out with, this is not going to work until you remove that plastic cover off the batteries, and then it'll make contact. But I'm not sure. I'm probably going to start out with this mounted to my quad bar up here. And then if for some reason I feel like I need to have it on me or in my life jacket, my PFD, then I'll just use the lanyard that way. But for now, I'm probably going to mount it on this side of my Garmin unit, and we're going to go from there. So that's what we have in here for now. So we're going to get into this install. It's actually very simple, and that'll be about it. So let's dive in. Another thing that's going to come in your package is this sheet here. This is going to be installation instructions if you need them. It's actually very straightforward, but you have diagrams in here to show you how to hook up things properly. Really, it's not too hard. You got your one side of your relay switch that's going to go to your battery. The other side of your panel will just go to your accessories, whether it be lights, your fish finder, USB ports, you name it, you can hook it up to this. The one thing about installing a fish finder, I will say, is you just need to install an inline fuse between this and your relay system here. So that's about it. So in our last video, this is our DIY hull plate that we installed and we made. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount this somewhere up on here. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to mount this yet, but this is where that is going to go and where that's going to live and reside. I've got our drill. I've got a small drill bit. I'm just going to, for now, mark where I want to drill these holes through. I'm going to install this whole plate back in. Here we are. All right, so I just found 4 stainless screws that I had laying around. That's what I'm going to use. So let's see here. We're just going to screw this in to our board here. Again, guys, make sure, especially if you are going to be using your kayak ever in salt water, make sure to use stainless stuff. You don't want this stuff to rust out. Not that you couldn't get this stuff out, but it'll just look much better and much nicer with this with these screws being stainless. Okay, so now we are mounted nice and solid there. Now we have our connection here, which will be to our battery. We have our SAE ports right there. One thing I want to do is just make sure, which it should not be a problem at all, I just want to make sure that our bin will still fit in there, which I don't see it being a problem at all. Yep, fits in there perfectly, plenty of room, no problem at all. So we'll remove our bin. And we will get to wiring this up. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention is I did order this from Yak Power as well. This is an SAE connector with 4-inch pigtail. This is a power plug. So this attaches your 12-volt accessories to the Yak Power system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these ends off. We're going to put this plug on, and that will plug in directly to our Yak Power switch system. Now, I probably will go to the M on here for midship, since that USB panel is in the middle of my kayak. So let's cut these ends off. Let's get this on. We'll hook it up to a battery and we will test them out. There you go. We are installed. That's our connector there. So now I think what I want to do is, like I said, I want to use it, hook it up to the M. So you'll see, obviously, we're going to install this just like this. If I can get it in. These things lock together so tight. So you can see there, we have it hooked up into M there. I'll move that out of the way for now. Now the only thing we need to do is, I don't know, does this thing come with a fuse? Yes, a 15 amp fuse. So that's perfect. So what I need to now do is I need to connect this to our battery. Here's another product from Yak Power. This is their battery terminal connector kit with pigtail SAE to spades. There you go. Hopefully you can see that whole thing there. I'll link this all down in my description, but this is a plug and play system here. You can see these spade connectors here. All right. Very simple setup. Again, like I said, they make everything just to be very simple and easy for you. It says from simple to serious, however you want to go with your Yak Power system. So let's get this connected up to a battery. All right, so here you go. You want to talk simple. This is the battery plug and play kit here. This end, obviously, will go to your power in. It's going to connect there. Now this side is already made for your spade connectors to just slide right onto your battery, or they give you these inside the kit here, which here are your terminal rings. They literally just slide into these spade connectors here, and then you can mount them right directly to your battery. Super simple. They make everything very easy for you. Now, I will be hooking this up to a lithium battery here. As you can see, this is like a deer feeder style battery. We got our connectors here on the end. This is a 15 amp hour. Now, I got to tell you, these batteries, lithium batteries, this thing weighs only a few pounds as opposed to a regular battery this size, which is 15 to 20 pounds. I know the battery that I use, the 35 amp hour, that battery weighs 22 pounds as opposed to about 3 pounds. So big difference in weight. So let's connect this up here. So these speed connectors here are actually too small to fit onto this battery. So luckily I had some slide connectors here, and that's what I'm going to be using on this for this battery. So I'm going to have to cut these two connectors off here. We'll install these on there, and we will be able to hook it up to the battery. Two new connectors installed. Obviously, again, I don't have to keep repeating myself, I don't think, but red to red, black to black. Very simple. I'm just putting this in here now just to test everything. So that is set up. We have power going into our switch there. Okay, we've got it screwed in. We're going to take this. We're just going to push that into our mount there. We can tilt this up just like that. Tighten this, and that is now locked in place and secure. So now, all we need to do at this point is click that on. Then you can hit one more time for full power. When it lights up red, that's what you're turning on. Our midship here, we're going to turn that on. And what we should have is this USB panel lit up. Let's check. So here we are. With a little bit of luck, when we flip this switch, we got power. 13.6 volts there. And you can see everything is all lit up. So now, once we hit midship once again on our on-off switch, you should see it go off. So we're going to hit it, and there it goes off. No power at all to our USB panel. So the next step is we're going to get this fish finder hooked up, and we're going to get that mounted and connected to our Yak Power system. So let's do that. Alrighty, I'm going to take you in for a look in what I did here. So this was the wiring for my fish finder. All I did was I wired in, or I cut off the ends, and I just installed one of these Yak Power SAE plugs. which is going to go to number 1 on our relay panel here. We're going to plug that in, and that's all that is. So let's take this cover off, flip you around. We'll see if this works. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you my setup here for the battery. I just drilled a hole in this bin big enough that this SAE plug can come through. I have one end coming through. It'll say right on here, power in. So that is to our battery. I disconnect that. Now I can remove my battery with this box, and I can take it so I can get it charged. If I need to remove this bin for any reason in order to get to any more electronics in here, I can simply just push this plug through that hole in there, and I can lift my bin right out and out of the way. And then you can see here is the hole here inside the bin, and now I can get to any of the wiring in here on this Yak Power switch panel. So super simple. Again, this is the plug that I run through into my bin, power in, and then I have still, after hooking up my fish finder, my USB panel, 3 more SAE plugs here, and well, I could tell you 1, possibly 2 are going to be taken up in the next video. We'll have to see exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm thinking it's probably going to be 2 for now. I can always consolidate them into 1, but yeah, that's that. So super easy, nice clean install, very easy to do. So again, all we have to do is hit our switch once, hit the power button one more time, everything will light up. Midship was for my USB ports. I have my fish finder connected on number 1. We'll select number 1. That will turn red. We'll hit this power button, and you can see we have power. Now, at that point, if we just hit the 1 again, you'll see our fish finder goes off. So that is all there is to it, guys. It can't get much more simple than that. Like I said, they make everything super easy, plug and play, such an easy system, and it's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm going to link down in my description everything that I used in this video, from the relay system to the SAE plugs to the battery terminal kit, and yeah, the battery terminal connection kit. I'll list down some shrink tubing, some butt connectors that I used as well. They do send some of that stuff in the kit, like I said, with their SAE plugs. They will send you butt connectors with them, and then as well as some shrink tubing. So you really don't need it. If you're going to be doing a lot of wiring and a lot of electronics in your kayak, you might want to just get some extra shrink tubing. You might want to get some butt connectors, some, just some stuff that you can use to tidy everything up and make it look nice. Guys, again, check out those Velcro straps, super cheap. They work awesome on a kayak. You can reuse them over and over and over again, but we have our USB panel for now, hooked up to our Yak Power switch panel, as well as our Garmin unit. And that's going to be about it. So I got you guys 10% off on Yak Power. I will link that down in my description as well. You can use code YAKnLIFE. That'll get you 10% off from Yak Power itself. And it's a great deal. So, guys, hope you like this. We're going to have part 4 coming up soon. We have some more goodies we have to install in this kayak in this upgrade series. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that bell notification so you can be notified for our next videos coming up. Check out some of our previous videos if you haven't checked them out, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.